America is the land of large. Everything is supersized here. The landscape. The food. The billboards. And of course, the cars. Which means that this car, the rather supersized Hyundai IONIQ 9, is going to feel right at home here. Welcome to Los Angeles and welcome to Electrifying. You know, just when we were saying that 2024 was the year of the small electric car, up pops this, which is, yep, it's definitely not small. In fact, this 7-seater is the largest car that Hyundai has ever made. So I'm here for a poke around to find out what I like, what I don't like, and I guess figure out if it will fit on British roads. We've already had one rather large car from Hyundai Motor Group, the current world car of the year, the Kia EV9. We love this car at electrifying.com and we are expecting big things from its Hyundai sibling. Now, we first saw this car exactly 3 years ago in the form of the 7 concept. But even its name has now been supersized and it's known as the IONIQ 9. Now, Hyundai is our electrifying.com brand of the year. Why? Well, I guess because they do things differently and they do them well. They've got a brilliant choice of diverse models across the range, something for everyone. And this car, the IONIQ 9, tops off the range. Yes, it is supersized, but I still think it has a lovely elegance about it. And you know what? It's actually only the same size as cars like the Range Rover, the Volvo EX90, the BMW iX, which incidentally are the cars that the 9 is going for. And that kind of blows my mind. You know, I've been doing this job for such a long time, and I remember Hyundai in the days that they produced fairly bland cars that had a reputation for not being that reliable. But goodness me, how they have changed things around. So, is the 9 capable of taking on those cars from those big legacy car makers? You know what? Yes, I think it is. And here's why. Now, I spoke to Sang-Yup Lee, who is Hyundai's Director of Design, when the 7 concept was revealed, and he told me it was a serious concept, which basically meant it wasn't going to change much. And he's been true to his word, hasn't it? It really does look like the concept. There's so much about it that I love, and I can, you know, it makes me think of that car. I love the pixelated light stacks here. I love the pixelated light bar that runs all the way across. Of course, these pixels are across all of the IONIQ cars. It really is their thing and I like them. But I do feel we've been slightly cheated in the UK because look, the light bar stops and this bit doesn't light up. We get them there. Other cars in other markets get the whole thing lit up, which looks lovely, but rules and regulations meant that we couldn't have it. Anyway, let's move on. Love that new badge, by the way. So around the side, as you can see, it's got a nice kind of rakish design. Got the same sort of lovely, just slight slope to the roof, slightly slopes off here. Really good for aerodynamics, which incidentally, aero is great on this. And also, it's got quite a boxier overhang at the front, but it's not too long, and that means that you get loads of interior cabin space. Love the pop-out doors, and for the first time, they have IONIQ on them. It's a little IONIQ 9 there, which I like again. Right, let's talk about the wheel arches. Okay, so these are the largest wheels. I think they're 21s. Calligraphy, if my mind serves me correctly, and they look fabulous, don't they? On the 7 concept, the wheel arches were squared off, which I really liked. They couldn't do that because it's bad for aero. So what they've done, they've created this kind of squared off effect around here. I'm not so sure personally, it might grow on me. However, in the studio next door, just over there, is one of these in a lovely green colour, which is a spec for America. And it has this blacked off. And it starts to look quite cool in that. So yeah, that might be a grower. So anyway, round at the back, as you can see, the roof line slightly drops away and then drops off again to help with aero. It's got these really nice, strong shoulders. They are shoulders, aren't they? They give it that kind of muscular, shouldery shape. And I love this. I love it so much. This, again, pixelated light bar that runs all the way around, which, hooray, we do get on UK cars. Another thing I really love, and it's a small thing, is the way IONIQ is just embossed here in the back. I think it looks really classy. They're doing some good stuff with their cars, aren't they, these guys? It's not got a wiper. Oh my goodness me. No, it must have. Oh, it has a... Ah, calm down. That would have really upset Tom Barnard on the team. He gets very worked up about this. It's got a wiper up there. As you were, everybody. As you were. Now, another thing that Sang-Yup Lee told me was that he'd taken a bit of inspiration for this design from a car that he really loved, the first generation Audi A2. Completely different car, of course, but a design classic, in my opinion. And you know what? I can see the similarity. Can you see it? Let me know in the comments below. Now in here is where it starts to differ quite considerably from the concept car. You don't get those rear hinged doors, of course, you get normal doors. I can't see an L-shaped lounge for me to lounge around on, although it does have kind of loungy feel, and these seats are really comfortable. Nor does it have the shoe sanitizer, which would be really handy because Manos has been on his feet for a long time today. They are starting to get a bit whiffy. Anyway, doesn't have that. Doesn't have incense either, but it does have loads of other stuff. So let's have a look. Actually, one of the things I really like in here is all the shapes. It's really strange, and I am jet lagged and I'm quite tired, but it's got a really calming feeling in here. Feels like a nice place to be. I like all the curves in the doors and just the curves here on the dashboard. I like the way the screen curves around me. And there's lovely touches like the little pixels here that tell you when you're charging. And they also change colour every time you change the mode. It's just the little things sometimes, isn't it? So you've got more pixels here for no other reason than they're just tactile and nice. I don't think they do anything, but I like them. Good size cup holders. And now this is that massive thing that you get in all Hyundais, and it slides back and forth. And the brilliant thing is there is a massive snack drawer at the back, which sadly is empty, because I think we could both do with some sugar. But you will fit loads of snacks in there, and it means that the passengers in the back can get it, so no more having to chuck sweets back to the kids. Loads of storage here, storage under there. There are 3 USB ports there, 10 in total in the car. Really good sized glove box, decent sized door bins that you can actually fit bottles of water in, and just a really nice combination in here of physical buttons and the screen as well. So you've got all your driver controls in front of you here, usual Hyundai setup here. This has got all your infotainment and your maps and things, and then you've got more sort of buttons here for your climate control. It just all works, does the job well, and it's really nice and bright and light and airy in here. Yes, I know I'm in a really brightly lit studio before you point it out, but you know, the windows are big, you've got this massive pano roof. It's lovely. I like it. Quite tired. I might need to just check the seats out a bit more. Oh no, that's nice. I think they've got massaging on them as well. Oh, wake me up in half an hour, Manas. Oh yeah, it's nice. Oh, it's so nice. We haven't talked about the elephant in the room. Look. What are these things? What is it? It's like a stuck on there. Is it a Kindle? Of course it's not. It's digital door mirrors. They're back. Oh God, when will car makers learn we don't like them? I mean, honestly, I've never met anyone who likes them. If you are that person who thinks digital door mirrors are brilliant, do let us know in the comments comments below, please.
You can have whatever you like.
It's dangerous here. These are also relaxation seats. My jet lag is really kicking in and they are so comfy. Don't relax yet. Come on, come on, come on. So as you can see, you can swivel them around. So yes, both the middle row, if you go for these captain's chairs, that will give you the 6-seat option. You can have them facing forwards or facing back, and you can have a little picnic or a chat with your passengers in the rear seat, whatever you fancy. If I said they're comfy, they're so comfy. Look, I think this is a really nice place to be. Headroom is extraordinary. Again, I thought because of its kind of rakish roofline and it's not as boxy and tall as the EV9, that it might be a bit trickier in here. Not at all. So we had somebody who was 6'2" in the back seat earlier. He was comfortable. We had 3 of us, backseat, middle, drivers and passenger. Again, loaded it up, loads of space, so I think that's great. It's also got tons of equipment back here for your passengers. So you've got pockets there on the back, you've got 2 cup holders, great sized door bins. You've got the universal storage unit, the universal island 2.0, which slides back and forth. You can also, move my phone off, open it up from the back, and then you got the really big snack box, which is annoyingly still empty. Climate control for the rear seats, all of that stuff, loads of USB ports. This is great. This is what a big family car should be. Just another thing that's striking me is it's a nice place to be. It feels really well put together. The materials are interesting and tactile. The stitching's all done really nicely. You know, the lines are all finished off well. It has a nice premium feeling in here. And yes, I know it should do because it is a premium car, it's fairly expensive, but it does feel really good quality and that makes me happy. Oh, I might fall asleep. It's so comfy in here. I mean, there's been no scrimping in the 3rd row. Comfy seats, big cup holders, charging points, and look at this, seats that recline. Better put it upright before I completely fall asleep. Right, let me tell you actually about battery and charging whilst I am here. So, battery comes in the form of a 110.3 kilowatt-hour battery unit. Now, larger of course than the biggest battery that you'll find in the Kia EV9. The official WLTP range is 385 miles. Now that's for the single motor version. There will of course be a dual motor version of this car, and inevitably that range will drop if you go for that one. Those official figures have not been released yet, but I reckon if you go for the dual motor, your range will drop down to probably 330 miles. Charging, well, that is fast. They say you can get from 10 to 80% in 24 minutes if, and this is a big if, you can find a 350 kilowatt charger. And like all the cars across the range, it will come with vehicle to load, which means that you can basically use your car as a mobile power bank to power whatever you like, your garden tools, your hairdryer, your coffee maker. Knock yourself out, it'll charge the lot.
With the 3rd row folded flat, the boot can accommodate up to 1,323 litres of luggage, which doesn't mean much, does it? But trust me, it's massive. With the seats up and 7 passengers, you will still have space for 620 litres of luggage. Almost as much space as you'll get in the Skoda Enyaq. And there's more. The frunk offers a maximum volume of 88 litres for the rear-wheel drive models, and that dips to 52 litres for the all-wheel drive. Right, let's go through some numbers. So, the long-range rear-wheel drive model is powered by a 160 kilowatt rear motor, while the long-range all-wheel drive model includes a 70 kilowatt front motor, along with that 160 kilowatt rear motor. You still with me? Good. The performance, well, that gets 160 kilowatt motors at both the front and the rear, which means it can accelerate from 0 to 62 in just 5.7 seconds. The long-range all-wheel drive takes 6.7 seconds and the long-range rear-wheel drive does it in 9.4 seconds. But you should also get plenty of punch in mid-range acceleration too. The performance can do 50 to 75 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds. The long-range all-wheel drive gets there in 4.8 seconds, while the long-range rear-wheel drive version takes 6.8. So right across the range, you are not going to be short of power.
You know, there's quite a lot of pressure on this car. The previous two IONIQs, the 5 and 6, were both World Car of the Year winners in 2022 and 2023 respectively. So, can the 9 make it a hat trick? You know what, I think it has an awful lot going for it, so I would say it has a fairly good chance. Of course, the one thing we really don't know yet is the price. But I suspect when it goes on sale in May 2025, it will be pretty much in line with the Kia EV9. That means starting from somewhere around 65 for the entry-level single motor version, going up to late 70s if you want all the bells and whistles. Listen, it's a substantial amount of money, but this car will be cheaper than both the Volvo EX90 and the BMW iX. So that's everything I know about it up to now. It's over to you. Time for you to let us know what you think about it in the comments below. And while you're there, please do subscribe to the channel and switch your notifications on. Thank you.